everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is actually a part of a three-part video series that compares the efficiency between the shell script, Python and Java. Well, in this video we will use shell script to parse through a big data set, as you can see here, that is actually in the form of .csv. In the next two videos we will look into how Python or Java performs the same operation, and then we will compare the time taken by the three different programming languages on the same machine. So now let me give you a brief explanation of the bash shell script that I have written over here. You can see that I have used grep and awk commands to search through the data set. This is a grep command and this one is an awk. What they do is they actually helps you in searching through a big data set, and you can actually give them different queries so that they can look through the file that you're actually looking for. And here over here is the actual data set that I'm currently working on. It has about 200,000 plus entries, so it's actually huge. So let me just go over to the terminal. As I've stored my data set on the desktop, so I'll just change my directory to desktop, and there we go. And the name of my CSV file, that means the data set, is actually data dot well, I want to actually see all the contents of the CSV file. We have already seen that, but let's just check if it's actually readable or not. cat data.csv. Yeah, there we go. It's a huge data set, and the program is keeping it. The program is very busy reading everything at once. So I'll just stop this here, and let me go back. Well, here you can see that there is this bash script over here. And before I go on to do anything else, let me explain to you what it actually does. In the first line about here, you can see that there is an IFS, and between quotation marks there is a comma. What this does is, actually in a CSV file, a comma separates everything. So I have actually told my bash script that all you're going to look for is the comma, and that is going to separate all my data. There are about 5 search queries that I have included here. They are very random search queries. I just want to use the same search queries in all the 3 different programming languages so that I can actually measure the time taken to perform the same operation on the same data set. Let me just briefly explain to you what the different search queries do. The first one actually searches for all the entries that was made in the March of 2015. It is just an example. I cannot actually show you the thousands of results that is going to come after I'm actually going to run this. So all I'm going to do is I have used here -c. So what this -c does is actually is going to give you the number of entries that is present in my data set, rather than giving you the actual data. And the second one looks for the entries made in the 7th of March 2015. It's very specific. And the third query that I have written here actually checks to see the entries in which the temperature was exactly about 23.8. And the fourth query I have written here is about the sound level that is greater than 2000. It's very easy. You have just got to use this greater than sign, and it's going to do the rest of it. And the fifth one is simply checking the number of entries made about the city Boston. So why don't we go over here to the terminal and actually give it a shot. So what I'm going to do is // and then write the name of my file. That is the name of my shell script, hello.sh. bash / is a directory. There we go. So here you can see that the number of entries with date about 2015 3 and any day is about 54,000. and on 7th March there are only about 2016 entries, and there are about 6 entries that have temperature exactly equal to 23.8, and there are 1322 entries that have sound greater than 2000, and there are about 21,965 entries that have Boston City in it. So let me go and check the time taken for this entire search query, all the 5 search queries to actually take place. So what I'm going to do is just time and then hello.sh. There we go. This should do it. Yeah. So here you can see that the system has used about 0.675 seconds to perform this entire operation. And in the next 2 videos, we're going to look at how much time Python takes to do the same exact operation, and also how much time Java takes to perform these operations. Thank you for being with us. Stay tuned for our next videos.